Big Ten tournament will be here before you know it this year, right here at the United Center in Chicago. Michigan trending toward that #1 seed. Of course, the top 4 seeds receive those buys all the way until the quarterfinals on Friday. Right now, those teams would be Michigan, Illinois, Michigan State, and Nebraska. The Spartans and Huskers have the tiebreaker over Purdue. Andy, you look perplexed.
Oh, I just did. I'm glad you said that about the tiebreaker since Purdue just beat them last night.
Well, we just got some interesting information. You know, these tiebreakers are not always based exactly on just head-to-head. So Purdue is below Michigan State and Nebraska based on the combined winning percentage against the #2 team in the standings right now, that being Illinois.
Oh, all right.
That from one of our outstanding researchers, Ryan Kelly. All the tiebreakers are broken down through all 18 teams and why one team is on top of the other. You literally need an abacus and an advanced calculator to figure it all out. In the race for the Big Ten regular season championship, I think we all agree right now, and not just because Michigan is at the top as we speak, but because of the way that they're playing, that the Wolverines are the de facto favorite with 3.5 weeks to go.
Yes, I mean, they do have a difficult slate coming up. And let's toss in a game against Duke in a non-conference game in D.C. on February 21st. Obviously, that doesn't affect the standings, but it could affect, you know, how they think, how they play, because it's thrown in right in the middle, as you see on your screen. But look what they got. I'll be there tonight in Evanston. We expect them, obviously, to win that game. But then you got UCLA coming in, and then they go to Purdue. They still have to go to Illinois, which we'll see how healthy they are then, at Iowa. And I don't care, home or road, the rivalry game against Michigan State will be difficult.
Yeah, that road slate is brutal. You have Purdue, Illinois, and Iowa all on the road. But Michigan is a team right now that doesn't really seem to be fazed by much. And to me, the biggest reason why is Jackson Lendeborg. We heard him after the Ohio State game say, listen, they're a fine team, but they're not in our league. And it wasn't as if he was trying to say it in a cocky way, but almost to speak to his team to remind them, guys, we are legitimately a national championship contender, especially if we keep playing like this and Adai Mara continues to improve.
Yeah, I mean, look, they have 9 starters. We say that. But all these other teams that we've been discussing have had some sort of injury. And Michigan's the one team, if they did, they have someone maybe not of equal level in terms of the production, but they have a player that I think they feel very comfortable that would be coming off the bench.
What are your thoughts about Jackson Lendeborg?
You know, Clark Kellogg used to always say like a stat stuffer. I mean, that's what he is. He finds
But he does it so quietly.
I know,
you watch him and you think he's having a fine game, and the next thing you know, he's got 18 and 12.
Or he'll have maybe 8, but then he'll have 8 assists, and he'll alter shots. He's got a very selfless attitude. You know, look, he could have stayed in the NBA draft. He left UAB. He decided to then go to Michigan for a variety of reasons. And he's been all in from day one. And, you know, for this to work, and we talked about this on the show, you know, 2 years in a row where Dusty had Golden and Wolf. We didn't know if that would work. You have to have buy-in. And Jackson Lendeborg, Adai Mara, and Merez Johnson have all bought in to play a little bit of a different role, not take all the headlines. And it's worked.
Those guys have all been awesome.
Well.
Elliot Cadeau has been awesome. We'll talk about Michigan and where they rank in terms of transfer classes. I'm guessing pretty high inside the Big Ten. So let's focus now on the second place team and Illinois. 1 game behind Michigan in the win column, but 2 games behind Michigan in the loss column. Obviously, Michigan can add a win when they play Northwestern tonight. So as you start to look at what the Illini have coming up, their schedule is pretty tough. Brad Underwood's team is going to have to deal with some nasty scheduling over the next 3 weeks. You have Indiana next at home, then that West Coast road trip, and then it's Michigan. So to me, it's these 4 games right here. You feel very comfortable right now based on Oregon and Maryland struggles about those last 2 games on the schedule. But these next 4, to me, and especially probably the West Coast road trip, will determine whether Illinois actually has a chance to catch up with Michigan before they play each other on February 27th.
Yeah, obviously the next 3 will tell us whether or not the 4th will matter as much. But in talking to Brad Underwood this morning, I mean, he was saying how they've been in this incredibly rough slate in terms of number of games over you know, a certain amount of days. And here now they do have a little bit of a stretch. It's a Tuesday to a Sunday for this next game. And then it's the following Wednesday, you know, before they go out west. So this is a time to get healthy. Hopefully this buys Stojakovic a few extra days because he's the one that, you know, would be coming back sooner than obviously Kylan Boswell. So again, the loss in overtime actually both losses in late possessions.
Back-to-back overtime.
Yeah, to Michigan State and Wisconsin. Had they won both, I might have actually leaned on Illinois based on scheduling to win the Big Ten over Michigan. Now they're in a little bit too much of a hole. They have injuries. I think it's just going to be really hard to overtake the Wolverines unless Michigan loses 2 of those 3 road games.
Yeah, you do wonder also with that Duke game on the schedule for Michigan, such a weird ad. Does that affect you for the rest of the Big Ten season? I mean, that's a big-time game. Does that affect then how you play against Big Ten opposition once you get back into conference play? It's also a great opportunity to put a feather in the cap and say maybe we should be the number 1 overall seed. As for the Purdue Boilermakers, we actually showed Purdue because they're actually 5th in the standings, but at 10-3, they're basically mixed in with Michigan State and Nebraska in that same scenario. I think anytime you have Braden Smith, you're going to have an opportunity to win games, whether you're at home, whether you're on the road. Obviously, being able to win that game in Lincoln changes probably the way that we look at Purdue. But again, it's this next 4-game stretch. We're going to know so much, Andy, over the next 7 to 10 days. You travel to Iowa City, and then you have 3 straight home games. That's the good news. The bad news is they're against Michigan, Indiana, and Michigan State.
And unfortunately, and I still think Mackey Arena is, if not, it's certainly in the top 3 for me with Cameron and Fog Allen of best arenas in the country in the current era. But they've been beaten at home. And so there's no gimmies. And so you get a rivalry game in there in Indiana. They'll come in confident. They already beat them. Michigan State will go in there confidently. And then Wisconsin. Hey, where has Wisconsin's 2 top 10 wins been? On the road.
Yep.
So, they won at Michigan and they just won at Illinois. And at that point in the season, Wisconsin's going to come in there very confident. So that is an incredibly difficult schedule. I do not think Purdue will win the Big Ten regular season.
I agree with you.
Based on that slate.
Because of that schedule. And because I also think that what we saw on Tuesday night from Clough and TKR has been the anomaly. It has not been the commonality. So for them to be able to continue that, I think, would be a little bit surprising, though. Matt Painter, one of the best coaches in the country, if anybody can figure it out, he certainly can. Nebraska, to me, is perhaps the most intriguing team among this group of 5 because, as you brought up very astutely at the beginning of the show, they ascended so quickly and now they've kind of come back to earth. But the benefit, this schedule that faces Nebraska by far among the 5 leaders in contention for the Big Ten title, by far the easiest in terms of strength of schedule.
Yeah, I mean, 4 of those 7 obviously are very difficult. The 2 Iowa games and then the LA trip. I'll be there Tuesday night on Big Ten Network at Iowa. It's always a great rivalry game. But if they can split the Iowa game, Iowa series, and then maybe steal one of the ones in LA, they're going to lock up a triple bye and be playing on Friday night. So the schedule is favorable for them. I don't think now, because of the losses that they've had recently, that they can win the league. But they're certainly in major contention to be a triple bye.
The new term in our vernacular this year, the triple bye. It's no longer the double bye for the top 4 seeds, triple bye with the Big Ten tournament
Wednesday,
starting on Tuesday. All 18 teams involved on the men's side. Somebody asked me last night, why is the men's 18 and the women's 15 this year? And the answer is the coaches. The women's coaches wanted to keep it at 15. This was not a conference decision. This was a coach's decision. Okay, finally, back to the top 5 and Michigan State. I was ready to leave Michigan State for dead. I was. About a week ago, I thought after that Michigan loss, I'm not sure that they can come back. I felt like they probably should have lost,
they lost to Minnesota.
The Rutgers game. And then they lose to Minnesota, and I thought to myself, they're done. And here they come back and somehow finding a way to beat Illinois. You're at Wisconsin. You're home against UCLA and Ohio State before you travel to the Hoosier State to play both Purdue and Indiana. And yes, you have the return trip to Ann Arbor at the end of the year. I think their schedule is also probably too difficult to label them as a co-favorite. But anytime you give up on Tom Izzo, he has a response.
Yeah, and by the way, I want to point out, because there's always a lot of complaining about, who Michigan State plays early. You saw on your screen there were 3 CBS games, okay? And that's because television dictates this. Television says, we want Michigan State, we want Michigan later in the season, post-NFL, for big-time games. And that's a fact. That's why Michigan and Michigan State historically have easier
You're saying they're backloaded schedule.
Yes. Because we just saw on the screen, Michigan has a tough slate, Michigan State has a tough slate, because they're nationally televised games, over-the-air network, that are requested later in the season after the NFL is done. That's a fact. It's a tough slate. they got to fight to keep the triple bye.
I will say the triple bye. You're just going to say that. You're just going to keep saying it over and over again. The way that Jeremy Fears is playing, you get to tournament time.
Yes.
You get to the Big Ten tournament, and you have to win 3 or 4 games in a row. You get the NCAA tournament time. You need a point guard playing well. That would be Jeremy Fears.